Welcome to Boo You Gore. I'm Jade.
And I'm Anetta. I think today we're going to dive straight into it because your life, Jade, needs its own episode. Literally Jade's of our lives, but an entire episode because your life is a shit show at the moment.
Jade's of our century. I'm looking under the bed for monsters because I'd rather deal with them than deal with life. I'm not even doing that leap off the bed so my feet don't go by the side.
So
I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting there with my feet dangling over the side of the bed. I'm like, come get me.
There's no segue into today's episode. It's a bit of a, as I said, they're all sad. They're all very, I just think we're not in a very jokey mood at the moment.
Yeah. And I feel this episode hits different too because everyone remembers it.
Yeah, I guess you could say current because it was in 2018, but it was, that is not that long ago.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I remember it being on the news when she went missing. And okay, I'm going to do the Watts family murders. So I don't know if anyone remembers that, where Chris Watts was on the news pleading for his wife to come home safely.
Always so when you look back afterwards and you see these men that are on the news doing the, just come home, just let me know you and the kids are okay. It's like a slap in the face afterwards when you find out they've done it because you're like, who are you trying to fool, dickhead?
Yeah. So in 2018, if you'd stumbled across Shanann Watts' Facebook page, you probably would have thought she had it all. Shanann was vibrant, confident, little direct maybe, some would say. She was active on social media, promoting her health and wellness products, motivational posts, and just documenting her daughter's milestones. Her husband, Chris Watts, appeared in those videos too. He was soft-spoken, mild-mannered, quiet. He smiled when she teased him. He played with the girls. He looked normal, and that's really important.
Yeah.
Really important because this case shattered a lot of people's assumptions about what a family annihilator looks like. Chris didn't look explosive. He didn't look chaotic. He didn't look dangerous. He looked passive at best. He did not look scary in that sense.
Even when you see him afterwards, when the case and everything was going, he doesn't look like a killer.
Yeah.
He just looks like your next door neighbour.
And that's, I think, what the documentary was called.
American Neighbour or something? Or
yeah, I did write it down. Yeah, because I've kind of followed a bit of it. So I think that's more terrifying, that he looks so normal.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything that potentially led. You could have sort of pointed at and been, we should have seen the signs.
There's no history of domestic violence or anything like that.
Yeah. Yes. So Christopher Lee Watts, born May 16th, 1985, and Shanann Catherine, I believe if you say it's Rutek. It looks very European. Rutek?
You should know how to say it. That's a you kind of word.
I really apologise. She was born January 10th, 1984, so she wasn't much younger than him. They were both from North Carolina, Chris from Spring Lake and Shanann from Aberdeen, and were married in Mecklenburg County on November 3rd, 2012. The couple had two daughters, Bella Marie Watts, who they called Bells, and Celeste Catherine Watts, who they called Cece. How cute.
Cute.
At the time of her death, Shanann was also 15 weeks pregnant with a boy who was to be named Nico. That is so sad.
Yeah, yeah.
The Watts family lived in a 5-bedroom home on Saratoga Trail in Frederick, Colorado, which they purchased in 2013. The family declared bankruptcy in 2015, so they weren't doing well, obviously.
I was about to say, it sounds so fancy.
It does.
Saratoga Avenue in Frederick.
So Watts was employed by Anadarko Petroleum while Shanann worked from home selling a product called Thrive for a multi-level marketing company named Lavelle. Have you seen the documentary?
Yeah.
I like the way they did it, where they sort of just start off. It literally feels like you're watching a movie because the entire thing is just found footage from the police officer or the friend filming or surveillance footage from around the houses.
And they had, the documentary is a few years old. They had access to that stuff really quickly.
Yeah, to be able to put something together like that. But yeah, I like the way they did it in the sense that I think it doesn't show that it was him.
Yeah.
You don't realise it was him unless you know the whole story.
Yeah.
If you're watching it, you don't know it's him.
Yeah.
And there's so many little things I think I do write about it.
And then you just get that little mic drop moment. You're like, well, fuck.
But there's so many really random things that they caught on camera that I thought were insane.
Oh, yeah.
So at approximately 1 a.m. on Monday, August 13th, 2018, Shanann, returning from a business trip to Arizona, was driven home by her friend and colleague Nicole Atkinson. And Nicole, oh my God, she's in the documentary. She did not give up. If it wasn't for her, I don't think they would have found her eventually.
But they wouldn't have been onto it so quickly.
Exactly. Yeah. And just so many things that pointed to him straight away. But if they weren't there that quickly, they wouldn't have caught all those things, all those warning signs. So over that weekend, Watts had been home with their daughters. Later that day, Shanann and the girls were reported missing by Nicole, who became concerned when Shanann missed a scheduled appointment and failed to return her text messages. In the documentary, it actually shows the text messages as well. In like the bubble pops up and you can see him texting, that sort of thing. Yeah. It's really well done.
I like the way they did it where it actually looked like an iPhone screen. And they'd like pop up.
The speech bubble thing. Yeah, it was really well done. After Shanann missed a business meeting, Cole went to the Watts residence at about 12:10 p.m. When the doorbell and knocks went unanswered, Nicole notified Chris, who was at work, and called the Frederick Police Department. The police managed to get there before Chris did. A Frederick police officer arrived to conduct a welfare check at about 1:40 p.m. before Chris arrived. And in the documentary, it shows he couldn't enter because there wasn't anything they could see through the windows. Yeah. And I think when they do a welfare check, they can't break into the house unless they see visible signs through the window.
Yeah. They've got to have like probable cause to enter or something.
Yeah. So Chris was on his way there, but I think the friend just could sense something was wrong. She was desperate to get into that house. She even called Shanann's mum and was like, what's the code for the garage? And the mum was full like, I give you permission to enter my daughter's house. Yeah. It was really precious. Once Chris got there, he gave the police officer permission to search the house. He wasn't hesitant. He wasn't weird about it or anything. Where luckily the family dog was discovered unharmed, but no sign of Shanann or the girls was found. Searchers discovered Shanann's purse containing her keys and her medicine. Her phone was later located between the couch cushions in the family home. And I believe he found her wedding ring on the bedside table. So it looked like as if she'd, taken it off, taken the girls and left. Her car, which still contained the girls' car seats, was in the garage. The FBI and the Colorado Bureau of Investigation joined the next day. Watts initially told police that he had no idea where his family might be and that he had not seen his wife since 5:15 a.m. the previous day when he left for work. He gave interviews to Denver stations KMGH-TV and KUSA-TV outside the house, pleading for the return of his wife and daughters. Investigators with search dogs could be heard on the property during the interview. So you can see there's like, not commotion, but you can see stuff's going on. In the documentary, they go to the neighbor's house and ask for his camera footage, and it shows Chris reverse his truck in their driveway to load his tools for work. So you can't actually see him. He reverses far enough so that you can't see him load up his truck. And as soon as he walks out of the house, for whatever reason, I think he gets a phone call. He walks out of the house and the neighbor turns to the police officer and says that it's unusual for Chris to do that. He doesn't usually drive his car in like that and load up his truck like that, and that he's acting strangely and fidgety. And that, I guess the police officer, not that he brushed it off, he was kind of like, look, people react differently when they're in shock or when, things like this happen. So he could just be sort of, I guess, in shock that his wife's missing. That's like, he hasn't sort of comprehended what's going on.
The minute I saw that footage of the car backed into the garage like that, I was like, fuck's sake.
He's loading it
up. It was so obvious. And then when the neighbor's like, he's not acting right. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
There's a moment that he's standing next to the TV in the neighbor's house while the police officer asks him a couple questions. And this bit, I get chills. I know it's such a stupid coincidence, but to me, I was like, this is a really weird coincidence. So while he's standing next to the TV's behind him and he's kind of looking at the police officer, the neighbor turns his camera footage off the screen and it starts playing some random ad or a TV show, I think. It was like an American Horror Story intro or something. Yeah. So it was obviously, if you know American Horror Story, you know their intros are quite, I guess, graphic. So the video was a baby inside the womb attached to an umbilical cord, and it sort of pans out, and Chris is looking right at it, and then he turns to the cop and goes, oh, she's also pregnant. And then as he's saying that, the TV's behind him as he's saying, oh, she's pregnant, and they continue their conversation. The image in the back turns to another frame. I can't quite remember what it is. It's a split second. Yeah. And then it turns to another frame, and it's literally a skull that seems to be, it's either dark liquid or it looks like something is melting off of it, off the skull.
Yeah.
And that sounds really graphic, but it's, you can imagine it's American Horror Story, like artsy kind of visuals. Isn't that a weird...
For sure. And like, if your partner's missing, if your partner and your kids are missing and you don't know where they are, you remember that she's pregnant. You'd be pretty on that, like,
oh my God,
pregnant wife and my 2 daughters are missing, because you would want attention drawn to the fact that if she's having a episode, she needs to be found.
Or you could point to say it's hormonal and blah, blah, blah.
That's it.
Acting crazy.
You wouldn't just be like, oh yeah, by the way, she's pregnant too.
Just from the visuals of that. Oh, and she's pregnant.
Oh, good thing that ad come on and I remembered that she was pregnant.
It was just wild visuals to have in that moment. Yeah. And to me, that was screaming, oh my God, it's Shanann from the grave. Like trying to point.
Don't forget
she
the
wants
baby.
To be found. Yeah. Yeah. So on August 15th, 2018, the FBI joined the search for Shanann and her daughters. Watts was administered a polygraph test, which he failed. Obviously. The polygraph scene is, I wrote legendary from the documentary. The detective, she's like, if you had anything to do with their disappearance, now would be the time to tell me, because the machine is going to know.
Wow.
And just the way he acts in it it's definitely worth a watch. So he fails the test miserably. The score was a -29, and anything below -4 is a fail.
Oh, wow.
That's how badly he failed.
Jesus Christ.
Because they were asking things like, did you have anything to do with their disappearance?
Yeah.
And asking about the girls. And
they're really smart about it too, because I'll ask the same question 4 different ways.
To see how you react to it.
Yeah.
He subsequently confessed to his father, Ronnie, and then to authorities that he had killed Shanann, but falsely claimed that he did so because she had smothered their daughters. So he reckons that he came home. It was really confusing, because one moment he says they had an argument, or not even an argument, it was because he asked for a divorce, so she got angry. But then another moment he says that he walked in on her strangling one of the girls.
Yeah.
One had already been strangling, so in a fit of like rage he strangled her.
Yeah. Which is funny, like when he comes out and says that to his dad, because there's a part of the interview with the police where the cop says to him, oh, did she do something to the kids and you caught her, so like you did something to her to get back at her for hurting the kids?
Like he was feeding it to him. Yeah.
Yeah. And Chris was like, no. And then as soon as his dad's in, he's like, oh, she hurt them.
It gave him
the
idea,
She hurt my babies.
Yeah.
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 I'm like,
you didn't seem so distressed that your babies were gone.
Yeah, that's it. And like, if my partner killed my kid and I then killed him, I don't think I would have any problem saying to the police, he killed my son and I killed him.
You would be that angry about someone killing your babies.
Yeah.
That you would be like, yes, of course I did it. She did this.
Or if he'd killed my son and then I killed him, I'd probably just top myself too.
Because then you don't have your children.
Not giving anyone any ideas.
Yeah.
Homicide is only the answer sometimes. If someone hurts your child, that's when homicide's the answer.
I feel like there's not an understanding. I don't know how to do it.
Actually, just so I don't end up in court twice, that was a joke. Do not kill your family members.
She's having a really rough time in life, okay? Right. Yeah, Watts claimed that he had discovered Bella's corpse and that when he found Shanann in the process of strangling Celeste, he strangled her in a fit of rage before disposing of their bodies at an Anadarko oil field where he worked. Watts was arrested that day. And fucking so he should have been. Watts marked the locations of the bodies on a photograph of the oil field for investigators, who arrived there on August 16th at 11 p.m. Watts' daughters, who had been smothered by his bare hands, were found in crude oil storage tanks, while Shanann was buried in a shallow grave, just out in the same field as the tanks. Bella and Celeste's bodies had each been pushed through a hatch at the top of a different oil tank, with the lid being 8 inches, so roughly like 20 centimetres in diameter. According to the medical examiner, Bella had scratches on her left buttock from being shoved through this hole. A tuft of blonde hair was also found on the edge of one of these hatches. Apparently one, maybe even multiple people that were on this case that had to get the bodies out of there, or had to do so much therapy after.
Yeah, because how fucked would that be? Like, that's oil. It's not like it's, I mean, either way, it's still going to be fucking disturbing. These are little children. To have to dig through oil to find them, like, that would have been so incredibly dangerous for the retrieval team as well.
Because it's, like, thick, I suppose. And that wouldn't really help with decomposition and things.
And
I know they wouldn't have been in there long, but...
How do you just dispose of your kid that way? That's fucked.
That's what I think grosses me out.
Again, at the risk of sounding probably gross and oversharing. How would he think he would get away with that?
Yeah.
At some point,
That would have
those
been
bodies are
found.
going to block up that.
Yeah.
Like, I did see something that one of the... Sorry if this fucks anything for you.
No, you're all good.
One of the kids was still alive when she was thrown in there.
No, I didn't see that.
I could be imagining it, but I'm fairly sure one of them was gone and one of them was still alive when she was put in there.
Because I had it down that he buried Shanann first while the girls were still in the car.
Yeah.
Then he smothered one in front of the other.
Yeah.
So one sat watching, poor thing. Imagine having to see that.
Right.
And then when he went to go smother the next one, apparently her last words were, "Daddy, no."
My God. Fuck, I hope he's getting raped in prison.
He's not. It's
God damn it.
getting a lot of fucking love letters and shit. Fucks me off. Right. So on August 21st, Watts was charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder, including an additional 1 count per child, cited as death of a child who had not yet attained 12 years of age, and the defendant was in a position of trust. Unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and 3 counts of tampering with the deceased human body.
Wow.
And I'm glad he got done with the unlawful termination of pregnancy. So by the day of his arrest, Watts had been fired by Anadarko. He was denied bail at his first court appearance. On November 29th, Colorado authorities released surveillance footage captured in the early morning hours of August 13th on a neighbor's security camera, which showed Watts, hours after he killed his wife and daughters, loading a gas can into the bed of his pickup truck and then backing the vehicle into his garage. Police believe that he was transporting the bodies of his family to the remote oil worksite where they were later discovered. This was shortly after Shanann was seen returning home from a business trip and proved that she never left the home with their daughters the day they disappeared, as Watts had claimed to the police. There was literally no footage of her leaving. I mean, her car was still in the garage with the kid seats in the car.
And you would think if you're going to try and say that she's left you, getting rid of her car would have been a top priority, right?
Exactly,
like,
yes.
Well, she's gone, but she's left her car here.
Leaving the phone makes sense because
she doesn't want to be tracked or whatever.
That's whether he thought even if it's off, they could still track it, and he ditched it. Then it'll just prove she hadn't run away.
Yeah,
and leaving the ring makes sense, but it's such a stupid thing. Like a petty thing.
Unless they've had an argument, and she's like, she could have been sitting on the couch. They've argued, and she's just like put her phone down and got up and stormed upstairs. That's why it's ended up in the couch. And then she might have been like, "I'm done," and took her ring off. And he was like, "Well, then you're dead, bitch."
Oh. Pretty much. The case has been connected in the media to the crime of family annihilation. Many of these crimes occur in August before school starts, which may delay detection and investigation, which I guess is, I was going to say smart thing, but I don't want to say anyone's smart that does that.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because then there's less people questioning where they are. According to former FBI profiler Candace DeLong, cases such as this are rare because family annihilators usually commit suicide after the murders, an action that Watts claimed to have contemplated out of guilt for his actions. It didn't really look like he had any guilt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch the doc, there's a moment in the documentary while they're searching his house for his family and he's just on his phone texting or doing something. He just did not look like he gave a shit. In an interview on Dr. Phil, Watts' lawyer claimed that he had confessed to killing Shanann after an argument regarding divorce. In the murder, Bella walked in on the couple, then told her that Shanann was sick. He loaded Shannann's body and the girls, without their car seats, into the back seat of his work truck. Imagine being there. Do you know what I mean? Imagine being those girls.
And they'd probably be asking questions like, "What's wrong with mum?" Like,
Watts pleaded guilty to the murders on November 6th. The death penalty was not put forward by the District Attorney of Weld County on the request of Shannann's family, who did not wish for any further deaths, which, as long as he's away, I guess, for the rest of his life, he would have, if he did get the death penalty. I wonder how long they have to serve. Like,
well, a lot of the time, people are still like 25 years or whatever
on
sitting
death
in
row.
prison.
There's like a certain like a long time you would have to serve on death row. But I feel like then you're more secluded and more like, I want him to be in Gem Pop so people fuck him up. He killed his own family. People hate that. I mean, that's so like, they have morals, criminals have morals. They've got ethics. Shit. They were supportive of his decision to accept the plea deal. On November 19th, he was sentenced to 5 life sentences, 3 consecutive and 2 concurrent, without the possibility of parole. He received an additional 48 years for the unlawful termination of Shanann's pregnancy and 36 years for 3 charges of tampering with a deceased body. So he is away for life plus. He is in there forever. He's not getting out. Literally, without the possibility of parole. So I guess that's a good outcome for this. On December 3rd, 2018, Watts was moved to an out-of-state location due to security concerns. So obviously they were fucking with him in there. On December 5th, he arrived at Dodge Correctional Institution, a maximum security prison in Waupun, Wisconsin, to continue serving his life sentences. And I love that they just posted where it was. He's moved kind of for no reason.
And he's got a pretty, he's been all over the news and the media. The prisoners are going to know who he is no matter where he goes.
So no matter where you move him, he's still going to... Yeah. I mean, this is a more maximum security prison. They've probably got more seclusion. Yeah. He's probably not with Gen Pop as much, or whatever you'd call it. So I've got a little, where is Chris Watts now? I've got his picture. I don't know why I always put the pictures in there sometimes, and then we're both like...
Make yourself angry. Remember who you're angry at.
So although Chris was convicted and sentenced in Colorado, he was transferred in December 2018 to Dodge Correctional Institution, which I wrote before, in Wisconsin. I reported at the time that the move was due to security reasons. While incarcerated, he has received 2 conduct reports. One was in 2020 for unauthorized forms of communication and unauthorized transfer of property. So he's obviously received contraband and whether unauthorized forms of communication. He had a phone, I guess.
Yeah.
And the other was in 2021 for disobeying orders and possession of miscellaneous contraband. So again, leaving property. In 2019, People magazine reported that Chris kept photos of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste in his cell. I feel like that would piss everyone off. So obviously outrage ensued, leading to an online petition that garnered more than 20,000 signatures imploring officials to remove the photos. People were pissed.
I bet.
And I imagine but the campaign was unsuccessful, with the Department of Corrections claiming there was no legal basis for removal.
I think if you annihilate your family because you have a little fucking girlfriend on the side, you have no right, no matter what the fucking reason is. If you kill someone, you should not get to if you murder someone.
Yeah.
I'll get it right. If you murder someone, you have no right to have their picture sitting up in your fucking cell, because a huge chunk of murders are sexually motivated. So if that person has those photos sitting up in their cell, who's to say that he's not fucking getting off on the memory of what he did to them?
Yuck. And for them to say they've got no legal basis for removal, is that the contraband that he had brought in? You could take it off as contraband. How did you get it in here? Who gave it to you? Who the fuck got him pictures? Ugh.
Yeah, that person should never get to visit him again. Oh, can I have pictures of my darling wife and children? No, fuckhead.
Oh, you butchered them.
Here's a picture of the fucking oil thing that you dumped them in.
Here's a picture of them after and what people had to find. So in addition to exercising and working as a custodian, Chris has corresponded with multiple women during his incarceration. Apparently they send sexy pictures and he responds.
You're the fucked in the head.
Yeah. So there's a lot of women who think he's handsome and misunderstood, and they send a lot of letters trying to be the one that changes them and shit. And that pisses me off. It's the whole, who was it, just other
Richard
serial
Ramirez.
killers, just him. Marry me and shit. Oh my God.
I will never understand the psychology behind that shit.
Yeah.
This man annihilated his family. What the fuck makes you think you'd be safe? Secondly, he's in jail for the rest of his fucking life. What life do you think you're going to have with him?
Exactly.
And third, okay, he's not an ugly man. He's a decent looking bloke. But he killed 4 members of his family.
Is it just the excitement that he's responding and thinks you're good looking or something, whatever he tells you?
I'll never understand that side of it.
Yeah.
It's the same as all these women that are fucking carrying on about that Wade Wilson.
Yeah, the Deadpool killer? Is that what he's called? Yeah.
Not now, but Wade Wilson was fucking hot.
Was he? I don't think I've seen pictures of him without the face tats.
very, very handsome. You could see why he manipulated women the way he did, because he was very attractive. He's a piece of shit.
Because what did he go away for? He did.
2 murders.
Yeah.
So he murdered... I haven't actually looked much into it.
I have him on my list to do.
Yeah.
Darren brought it up.
Yeah, because I know the murder was really fucking sick. I think he dragged a woman behind his car or something.
What
like
the
it wasn't...
fuck?
They weren't accidental. Like he intentionally made a mess of them.
Went out of his way to...
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think he requested the death penalty. He just wants to be killed. He doesn't want to appeal. He's like, just fucking put me down. But like now he's not looking very great now. But he was very, very handsome. And I could look at him and be like, holy shit, he is fucking hot.
Yeah.
I have no desire to talk to him, to have anything to do with him, to pen pal with him, to none of that shit. Like,
I don't understand the mentality either.
And then it can't be just the serial killer side of things, because where was all of this for Dennis Rader and Ed Kemper? And, you know, it's like as soon as they're slightly good looking, women just lose their fucking mind.
Yeah.
Chopper, look at all the shit
They
Chopper
just
would fucking get.
Like, it just shows you what people will ignore.
Yep.
That is like blatantly obvious.
Yep, for a pretty face.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Insane.
The thought process there. Not a high IQ, I imagine.
Yeah, no. And it's not like these guys are all over the news and they're super attractive and they just, you know, they got drunk and they drunk drove and accidentally killed someone. These are flat out murders. And they're like, you know what? Might date that guy.
It just shows you. So he had an affair.
Yeah.
He was having an affair that whole time with one of his co-workers called
Nicole.
I was going to say Nicole, but I'm getting mixed up with the friend. I swear I had it in here, like a whole section, because she got interviewed and everything as well.
Because she actually came forward, didn't she? Saying that she was dating him.
And that he told her. So obviously during his questioning, they obviously take his phone. They see records of the conversations he's having with this mistress. And so they questioned him and they were like, you know, do you think she's done this because she's cheating on you? And he was like, nah, that's not like her. And then they were like, what about yourself? And he was like, I've seen photos of you from several years ago and looking at you now. And he was like, I can see you've lost quite a bit of weight and you're really looking after yourself. Like, that generally happens when someone's having an affair, because they start, you know, upkeeping and looking after themselves.
Yeah, because wasn't there something like he started doing like 200 push-ups every night or something? Like,
yeah, it's just something stupid. Like, he did lose a fair bit of weight.
Yeah.
And they do show, I love that they just squeeze in a little before photo of him.
Yeah.
Just to...
yeah.
But yeah, so he lost a bit of weight and he was like, no, like I would never cheat. I'd never do that. And they knew, they'd obviously seen his messages between them. And so then I think they brought her in for questioning. I think at first people were saying that she was in on it and that they were just trying to get rid of Shanann and the children so that they could have a fresh start, just them. Because at first I think I thought that she was in on it, because I was like, why can't you just leave your wife?
Yeah.
You've obviously got the children together. You'd have to see each other, whether that angers her, because they'd still obviously have a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
She's not completely gone that way.
Being pregnant too, it's not like it's just you know, they've got kids together and she's pregnant. It's not just a cut it off. Like, you have to still be in each other's life.
Yeah. So she was adamant that she knew he was married and had children, that they were sort of in the process of separation.
Yeah.
And that he was leaving his wife and they were, you know, going to have a fresh start together.
Because I remember seeing something where she said she was completely shocked when she found out that Shanann was pregnant, because he was telling her they hadn't like slept together in 2 years or something. And all of a sudden Shanann's 15 weeks pregnant.
So there's, a lot of, she does get interviewed and obviously there was nothing they could like place her at the scene, nothing like that. Yeah. They couldn't pin anything on her. So she's not been prosecuted. Nothing's been put against her.
Even that, how did he think he was going to address that? Oh yeah, my wife and kids are gone.
Yeah, they've just run away from me.
Gone. They just left me. We can have a happy life together now. Because even then I'd be like, why don't you want to find your fucking children?
Yeah, why aren't you desperate to find your babies?
Yeah, I don't want a happy life with someone who's happy to just fucking walk away from their kids. Like, go find your children.
Be desperate to find them.
That's it.
But yeah, so then they obviously didn't end up together, which was another sign that pointed that she was only finding all this out at the same time.
Have you seen the footage of when the cops were, I think they were interviewing him or searching the house or something, and they've got on camera, might have been on one of the body cams or something, there's a ghost of a little girl playing up the top of the stairs.
I don't think it was in the documentary, not that I noticed, but I do recall that footage.
And
then someone was like, no, that was just someone else looking for people. And they were like, yeah, but why was it a little kid? Like, if they were looking for, whose kid is that?
Yep. And I think I'm pretty sure it was this case as well, where like the cops walk into a closet or something. And you hear like a little giggle, and they've like said to each other, "Did you fucking hear that?"
I think I do hear that. Yeah, there was just two of them upstairs or something after a while.
Yeah, and then it looks like she's like pushing a car along or something on the top of the stairs. I'm like, fuck, they were back in that house really quickly. Yeah, that's crazy.
Desperate, I guess, to just be like, we're not alive, or just like a flicker of a memory.
Or if it was just all that quick and that traumatic that they just, we're never going to know how the afterlife works until we're there. And then it's not like we can turn around and tell anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought that was like, this case just has little bits of everything.
Like a little bit of the paranormal with the videos in the back and stuff.
I wonder if the house is still standing.
That's why I wasn't sure, so that's why I didn't want to put the whole address in. Because I have like full street number and everything. I'm like,
I think that's normally a pretty decent indication that it's been pulled down. So it must still be standing, because it says the former Chris Watts home at 2825 Saratoga Trail in Frederick, Colorado. Or whether the former Chris Watts home is haunted remains subjective, with no credible evidence confirming paranormal activity. While the site is associated with tragic history, speculation about haunted energy is largely based on online theories and unofficial investigations rather than proven hauntings. So it's obviously still standing.
So it could have just literally been, straight. Like you said, so much trauma, they've just kind of...
That's it. Could have just been like a little energy hanging around or... something, because who knows how it works. Maybe when he's been found guilty, they've moved on, or
exactly, because they've been put at peace, kind of thing.
There's a lot around that case, it's interesting. It was cool to watch unfold.
Like I said, I remember the news clippings. Obviously we're in Australia, that wouldn't have been on our news, I don't believe.
I do remember it though. Like I remember when it was all happening.
And
TikTok wasn't a thing then, so if it wasn't on the news, it must have been on Facebook and stuff. Because I remember seeing like his pleas for
them to come home safely.
Please come home, we can talk about it, we can work it out.
There's like a moment he smirks, like everyone he's very fidgety in it,
and you can see he's just not there when he's like, come home, like we can talk and we can work it out, or I just want to see my kids. I feel like you would be staring down the camera and you'd be like
desperate for them.
Just let me know you're okay. We can work out. If you want to go, you can go. Like,
You would be none of that.
Yeah. You would be desperate, and whatever's going on between us, like, don't let it keep the kids,
Just let me know you're okay, that kind of thing.
That's it. Not just,
if you want to leave. Just, we've got a manhunt out for you, kind of thing. Like,
that's it. We're going to find you at some point. You're better off coming forward, and I'll just leave you alone.
Yeah.
Like, there's
so many different ways he could have gone about it. And that's what I mean at the beginning when I was saying he was so passive. Yeah, there was just no life to him about it, about this whole case. It just was such a blatant... he looks sus as hell.
I guess it's so hard too, because until you're in that situation, I mean, in this case, like, we know he was completely guilty, but you never know how you're going to react until you're in that situation. I had a TikTok come up last night of a dad who had accidentally shot his daughter. She was 23 or something, and they were getting ready to take her to the airport. I think they were living in America, but they're from the UK. And they were getting ready to take her back to the airport, but they were having a conversation about guns. And he's like, yeah, I've got a gun. And she was like, well, you've got a gun. And he's pulled it out to show her, and the gun's gone off and it shot her in the head.
Oh, my God.
And he called the police, and he was like, I've just shot my daughter. Like, dealt with everything, like, straight away. Yeah, and I was watching the video footage, like the body cam footage last night, and he's telling the story. And he's like, I've just pulled it out of my drawer and gone to show it to her, and as I've like spun it like this to show it, it's gone off and it's shot her right in the head. And everyone's like, he should be showing more emotion, he should be this, he should be that. And I totally get it, because we've just said the same thing about Chris Watts, but I feel like he's probably in shock, and he's just giving the police,
like, he's very factual about it, because I don't think he has processed what he's just done to baby.
He's like, the gun just went off, like, just telling the story, getting the facts facts out. You know, when there's not a camera and 17 cops standing in his house, he's probably going to lose his shit. But at that point, he's probably just trying to give them every fact he can. So stop fussing around with me. Fucking get to her. Here's what you need. But yeah, it was just very matter of fact, and everyone's judging it. And I guess it's so easy to do because, like I said, we've just done exactly the same thing. But in this instance, we know he's a piece of shit.
Because some people almost like disassociate kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they almost feel like, I guess, an out-of-body experience, and you literally remove yourself from that situation of whatever happened.
Yeah, I can't compartmentalize like crazy. I feel like in a situation like that, I would probably be very similar.
Yeah.
This is what happened. This is how it happened. I need to tell you now because I'm going to
forget things.
I'm not going to remember things, or I'm going to misremember things. So I need to get it out now.
While it's fresh on my mind.
That's it. And then people would probably be like, oh, well, she was real heartless about it. I probably lost my shit later on when no one else was around.
That's understandable.
You never know until you're there, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you did kill them, you fucking know.
I feel like there's just, I guess, like a vibe. You just kind of know.
That's it.
Unless you've gone to like a psychology class and you know how to sort of manipulate and do things.
Yeah.
Whereas this isn't like he hasn't killed for the fun of it. It was like a passionate kill.
But it was also like, a lot of the time you hear family annihilators and it's messy.
Mm-hmm.
It's walking through the house with a shotgun. It's, you know, something fucked up.
Yeah.
This seems like it was very structured, very organized, very clean and tidy, very...
I feel like the we'll start a bit. I feel like the daughters weren't necessarily part of the plan.
Yeah, they were just collateral damage.
Like he said, one walked in, and then to him, that's like I don't want my baby to know that I was the reason their mother's no longer there. And then you kind of snap and obviously do that because that makes more sense to you.
And then he's like, well, now I can't leave one, knowing that her mum and her sister was killed and her brother.
Exactly.
So now I've got to kill her. But
so he's... Like we said, he is away for many, many, many lifetimes.
Very good.
He got done for the exact right things.
Yeah.
Like the termination of the pregnancy, the moving of the bodies.
They chucked everything in there they could, which is great.
And I'm glad that they shoved on, 34 years for this and 43 for that and whatever else they were just adding on, and 4 lifetimes.
That's it. That way they can be certain he's never getting out.
Yes, and I love that they literally said no parole. There's no parole period at all. He's just not allowed parole.
I like, too, that they give the victim's family the choice on the death penalty stuff.
Well, their voice kind of matters to the case.
But, like, how level-headed are they to say, no, we don't want the death penalty because we don't want any more deaths? I would be like, kill that cunt.
Yeah, like, you butchered my baby.
Yeah.
And my baby's babies. Like,
that's it. Like, you took a whole family from us. Babies. That's it. Like,
but it's
they're better people than me, clearly.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just like, kill everybody.
Just fuck them all down. But yes, that was the Watts family murders. And as we said, the documentary is on, I say it's on Netflix, but that's the Australian Netflix. I'm not quite sure on American. It's called The American Murder, The Family Next Door.
There we go. I had all the words just in the wrong
order. That is definitely a good watch. Like I said at the beginning, it's all found footage movie.
Yeah. Because
it's all from the cameras of police officers, cameras of found surveillance footage.
Yeah. I think some of it was even footage, like I think that neighbour that had the surveillance footage, he had cameras in his house or something as well.
Yes, I do.
And some of the footage is from that too.
And there's even videos of Shanann from her Facebook videos. Yeah. Like they do show what she was like as a person. Like she was such a bubbly, but it also shows what it's like, your online image.
Yeah, and
is
it shows bubbly, a lot of the behind the scenes
family.
Yeah.
And like we said, he looks like this passive, do everything, yes, husband.
Yeah.
And then does that. Yes. But yes, thank you for listening in. If you want to throw us a follow on Instagram, we are on YouTube, and not videos yet, just sound for the moment.
Can just listen to us.
Can listen to us for now.
And I'll try really hard next week to be more unhinged again.
Unhinged. You're going through a lot.
And less monotone. Hi, my name's Jade and this is Boo You Gore.
Nah, you're okay. You just sound sad. And hopefully my voice is back to normal.
I've actually received a few suggestions from a few of you about cases to do.
Oh, nice.
Which is good. So I'm going to look at some of them because I have a case that I want to do. I've been trying to do for weeks, but I really, really want to do the case justice. And at the moment, I just can't get my head around it.
Yes.
So I might see if I can distract myself with these other cases because there'll be something new. One of the cases I've never heard of before.
Oh,
so it'll be
you'll
something
be learning.
new. So it might,
okay.
hopefully give me some motivation.
Nice.
And then I can get back to doing the other case that I want to do.
We still need to organise the Snowtown stuff. So we have been very, very lucky to know friends of people that know the bank where the Snowtown barrels were and have the opportunity to actually record an episode there.
Yeah, that should be fucking cool.
Think we want to do it justice because we're obviously in a place visually. We want to be able to, I guess, show that to you guys as well. So we're going to hopefully
try and put
show our faces
on the camera. And I've got a couple of friends who are mediums who are going to come out and hang with us while we're recording.
No, we can post that. And that'd be cool.
See what we get in there. And
I've got my
little spooky shit that I do, and we'll see.
And I'm just going to sit there in the back with my Nike hoodie, like.
But yeah, it should be really cool. And I've got another client whose dad, uncle, something like that, found the barrels. He was the one that reported it to police. Mm-hmm. So he's happy to come and talk to us.
Oh, lovely.
And an ex-police officer who worked the case who is also happy to come and talk to us.
I feel like this is going to be a very long few episodes of things.
We might even be able to do like a little limited series. Ooh, instead of an episode.
That could be interesting. I mean, we'll do like a normal episode for listening purposes. It might be like a 2.
Or it could be a Patreon exclusive.
Or maybe the videos and things could be like a welcome to Patreon. This is interesting. Give us some ideas, guys. Definitely. Yeah. We definitely love to hear suggestions. Hit us up on Instagram. I think that's mainly what we're sort of the best using message-wise. But yeah, follow us on that.
Boo You Gore podcast. Everywhere.
Everywhere, yes. Boo You Gore podcast.
And we will see you there.
And yeah, thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.